Assalamualaikum. During Hari Raya in 2019, my cousin's family visited my house as usual. We were talking while eating all the food that had been served. But there was a spot that makes me feel unusual. I observed my nephew and niece sat in my living room beside their parents, but I felt like they're not with us. I felt like they disappeared among us. They just look at their personal smartphones, playing games and watching cartoons on their phones. Even some of them did not touch the food that we served. As a host for that day, I felt quite disappointed with that situation. I am sure now it became worse than the last time I saw it. It is quite saddening for me when seeing children as young as toddlers already being exposed to smartphones. Therefore, I made a research on this issue. Based on a journal in 2018, entitled Children Environmental Health in Digital Era, stated that 42% of children aged 0 to 8 years already have their own smartphones. The early screen exposure since baby can cause many effects to the kids' development in the future. Therefore, today I would like to encourage that we should consider kids' readiness before giving them the smartphones. First, let's take a look at the effect of early exposure to the smartphone on kids. Exposing children to smartphones at that early age has the potential to cause smartphones addictions. Based on a journal entitled Technology Addictions in 2016, stated that 50% of American teenagers who own smartphones feel that they are addicted to it. When we engage in screen time, our neurotransmitter dopamine will flood to brains. Dopamine is a hormone related to learning, memory, motivation, and pleasure. For the first time, kids at a young age have been exposed to smartphones. Their dopamine increases as they feel pleasure when screen time. Therefore, for the next time, their dopamine will demand more amount of screen time as the brain becomes desensitized to dopamine. As a result, the kids will increase their screen time to experience the same amount of pleasure. Besides that, early smartphone exposure could affect the kids' development. Based on the American Academy of Pediatrics stated that decreased growth and cognitive abilities in kids are related to early exposure to the smartphones. In the first 3 years of life, the brain is at its most vulnerable stage of development. Toddlers who engage in more than the recommended 2 hours of daily screen exposure had increased odds of low communication scores. When exposing to the smartphones, kids tend to sleep late at night. Sleep is important for everyone, especially for a developing child. A human growth hormone called somatotropin stimulates cell reproduction and growth. Most of this hormone is released during sleep. This proven in a journal entitled Children Environmental Health in Digital Era that infants who had a better quality nighttime sleep were taller at their 6-month checkup compared to infants with poorer sleep patterns. Early smartphones exposure give an impact on every aspect of a child's life, including their school performance. Poor sleep habits and obese children negatively impact a child's ability to perform well in a classroom. Children may face difficulty interacting with their peers or may feel impulsive, sad, depressed, and angry or have mood swings. Moreover, imbalance in consuming more calories from foods, beverage, and the energy used for physical activity results in weight gains. Obese children have a higher rate of absenteeism from school than their normal weight, counterpart, and have poor levels of academic achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, now that you know just how the early smartphone exposure could negatively affect the kids, let us take a look at just how to identify the kids ready or not to get a smartphone. Marcus Chang, who is the child and family psychiatrist at Ottawa's Children's Hospital, suggested that in his journal that the most recommended age for kids to have a smartphone is by age 13. So there's no magical answer, but every children is different. So there is no magical answer to the question what is the best age to give kids smartphones. There are rhetorical questions that you could ask yourself before giving or exposing your kids to a smartphone. Firstly, think about how you can keep your child phone's usage safe and under control. To be specific, do an outline, discuss with your kids what it can be used for, rules she is expected to follow, and consequences if she fails to follow them. The next questions to be considered is how responsible are they? Get a talk to your kids about the danger of texting and driving and cyberbullying before allowing them to have smartphones. A report from Pew Research Center that 37% of teens aged 12 to 17 now have smartphones with access to the internet, music, text messaging, videos, and more. You need to determine first whether your kids need all this access in their smartphones and is it appropriate for them to have it. It is okay to give them a used phone despite a smartphone that can be used only for calls and message as their first phone. Last but not least, consider why they need smartphones and thus they understand the cost. All smartphone plans are different. Some offer unlimited text message and minutes. Some offers only a set amount of minute text and data per month and will charge extra if anyone on your plan exceeds that limits. Make sure your child understands the cost of having a cell phone and can be trusted to stay within his limit from month to month, with consequences such as losing phone privilege if they exceed it. If your kids want smartphone with a reason only because their friends have one, you might want to think more about the decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be an abundance of benefits when you limit your kids' exposure to the smartphones. Kids will get adequate physical activity when they last engage with the smartphones. Kids need to interact with others in the real world and get their hands dirty. Movement is also important for health. Sitting for long periods is not good for overall health and well-being. Besides that, kids will get a healthier body. This is because there is a balance of calorie intake and energy use. Therefore, there will be less excess calories in the body that could cause obesity. Kids will eat less junk or fast foods in their daily life as well as they move a lot with their peers. Kids will get a good sleep hygiene and nurturing social environment when they reduce their engagement with the smartphones. Kids nap more and will feel fresh when they go to school the next morning and give a better performance at school. Furthermore, they will talk more with their friends and family. That will be possible for families to spend more time together, interacting and talking to each other face to face. The risk to get behavioral issues like ADHD will decrease, and this will help kids connect more with others and be present to the world around them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to concern about kids' readiness before start giving them a smartphone. Nellie Bonis wrote in the New York Times in 2018 that technologists know how phones really work and many have decided they don't want their children anywhere near them. For example, Bill Gates banned smartphones until his children were teenagers, and Melinda Gates wrote that she wished they had waited even longer. Steve Jobs would not let his young children near iPads. In conclusion, a professor of psychology at San Diego University once said the more we learn about kids and smartphones, the more we're going to see that limiting the exposure is a good idea. Thank you.